By now you'd have heard that Uber's licence to operate in London has not been renewed. Hey! Transport for London rejected their application for a new licence on the basis that they were not a fit and proper private car hire firm. Like many others, I was ecstatic when I heard their licence was not renewed. Our Rebel UK team, we were planning a campaign to boycott Uber in the capital city. I've met many cabbies from across London who have seen their wages evaporate, complete changes to their life, meaning the last traditional working class trade in London was being destroyed. These guys spend more money on their licences and spend more time training to become professional black cab drivers. Uber drivers barely lift a finger. That's not just a half of it. Uber's proven to be a pretty risky service for anyone in London, especially our women. While I was happy to hear about their licence not being renewed, I was pretty pissed off to read that Sadiq Khan is now facilitating talks with Uber and London's transport regulator. The CEO of Uber, Dara Khosrowshahi, apologised to London, admitting mistakes in London have been made. The CEO wrote an open letter saying that Uber revolutionised the way taxis worked whilst raping their way through the capital city, but said that they had gotten things wrong along the way. That's a massive understatement. Do a search of crimes committed by Uber drivers, you'll be as shocked as I was. Not just because of the frequency of these attacks, but the fact that in London, pretty much all of these attackers seem to be Muslim. If Sadiq Khan thinks it's a good idea to start negotiations with Uber to once again allow them to destroy the black cab industry, I think it's pretty important that we let him know that some of the major incidents that have been happening throughout the capital city. These are unforgivable offences that show that Uber clearly isn't up for the job of providing a safe service in our capital city. In May 2016, statistics revealed that a sexual offence occurs every 11 days by an Uber driver. In January 2017, a wheelchair cyclist was left lying in the street after being repeatedly punched by an enraged Uber driver. In October 2016, an Uber driver called a passenger a black cunt and punched her in the face. Yes, punched a female passenger in the face. The driver, Shahib Akbar, was then allowed to walk free. In March 2017, an Uber driver gave a young mother a black eye and threw his set of keys in her baby's face. Another woman was dragged down the street after demanding cash to return her phone, leaving her unconscious. And remember the Muslim who attacked a police officer with a sword outside Buckingham Palace? He was an Uber driver as well. This is by no means an exhaustive list. I could go on and on. These attacks are happening all the time. The news that we've finally got rid of Uber was great to hear. The people of London would again be safe and Cockneys driving black cabs would be able to make a living again. Don't forget that black cabs are known as the fourth emergency service. If you need help in London, you hail a black cab. These guys have spent years studying the streets of London. They know every road, every corner, bit by bit. When a London cabbie has mastered the roads of London, they can deliver a passenger anywhere they need to go without the use of a satellite navigation system. They don't need any help. They know where they're going and they'll get you there quickly and safely. We call this the knowledge and it dates back to 1865. It's barely changed since. The training these guys go through is the most intensive and demanding in the world, and we should respect them for that. Respect the skill and trade they have. And in return for their hard work, our cabbies have made a decent living and can feed their families. But what is London's local government doing? Screwing our native Londoners, destroying traditional British institutions that make London London, and inviting half the world to come here and take everything our good people have worked so hard for. You go on a building site in London, try and find me a little Englishman, try and find me a Londoner. They're trying to do exactly the same with the black cabs. Cabbies deserve better than this. And okay, you might like seeing a little car moving around your screen on an Uber app, but is it really worth it? Get out in the street, hail a cab, get to your destination safely and support British men, support British workers. Uber does not deserve a second chance, and if Sadiq Khan and TfL go back on this decision, you'll be hearing a lot more about this from us. Multiple cabbies have contacted Rebel Media about the kinds of people working for Uber. Many are migrants. They're sharing homes. They can afford to work for less. They're sucking up all of their trade from the working class man. TfL should be looking out for the Londoners, not the interests of big business or foreign criminals. Sadiq Khan, if you go back on this and you give Uber a licence again, you're going to be hearing a hell of a lot more from us on this. And if you want to hear more from it, like and subscribe on Rebel.